What looked scandalous was something else entirely, a truth about dignity, sacrifice, and loyalty that no one saw coming. He came home early, expecting silence. Instead, the billionaire froze at his father's bedroom door. The maid bent forward, his frail father clinging to her, sweat dripping, both trembling on the edge of collapse. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments, what time is it and where are you watching from? Let's start. Easy and slow. Amaka's voice was calm, but her arms burned. She braced her body like a wall, her black uniform stretched taut as she leaned forward against the white bed. Nathan Cole clung to her, his gray head bent low, his tan shirt damp with sweat. His legs, once proud and steady, now trembled like brittle sticks. It had been 10 months since the stroke. 10 months since the man who once commanded boardrooms and construction sites had been lowered into that black wheelchair in the corner. 10 months of trying, failing, starting again. Just one more second on your feet, Amaka murmured, her cheek brushing the bedspread. You're taller than yesterday, Nathan grunted, breath rattling. Taller? My knees are jelly, I feel like a drunk holding on for dear life. Her lips tightened. Then let me be your balance, don't bite me, just lean. His fingers gripped her shoulder, not out of command, but out of need. I never thought I'd end up like this, he whispered, an old man hanging on to a girl half his size. Amaka pressed her heels into the floor, her back screaming under his weight. You're not just an old man, you're fighting for your legs back. That matters. He laughed bitterly, the sound cracking. Do you know what it feels like to go from walking into meetings with the world in your pocket, to being strapped into that chair to use the toilet? To need a maid to stand? Amaka's throat closed. I know what it feels like to lose dignity. Maybe not in the same way, but I know. He looked at her, sweat dripping down his temple. You're young, strong. Her arm shook, but she kept him upright. Strong doesn't mean untouched. I grew up carrying more than I should have. Maybe that's why I can hold you now. Nathan's chest rose and fell hard. His voice softened. I hate that my son sees me like this. Once, he looked at me like I was iron. Now he looks away. Afraid of the truth, Amaka blinked away tears. Then let me help you stand when he's not looking. So you remember who you are before he walks through that door? He leaned harder, unsteady, his legs quivering. She tightened her stance. Careful, she urged. I've got you, but you need to breathe with me. In and out. He tried following her rhythm, but every breath sounded like gravel. If I fall, you won't, she cut in firmly, because I'm not letting go. He swallowed, voice breaking. Why do you care so much, Amaka? Her arms trembled, sweat dripping down her brow. Because no one cared when I needed holding. And because you deserve more than pity. You deserve someone to believe in you. Nathan's lips quivered, his eyes misted. You sound like my late wife. Amaka's chest ached. Then maybe she sent me. For a moment, the room went still. The only sound was the pounding of two hearts carrying each other's weight. Then Nathan's knees buckled suddenly. His body lurched, dragging Amaka forward with a sharp cry. Mr. Cole, she fought to hold him, nails digging into the white bedspread, her back nearly breaking. Stay with me, don't let go. His arm clamped around her shoulders, desperation clear. Don't drop me, child, please. I won't, she gasped, straining sweat, soaking her apron. I promised I wouldn't. They froze like that. His body bent over hers, her frame straining like a bridge about to collapse. His breath was hot against her neck, his voice trembling with shame. This isn't how my son should see me, he whispered. Amaka shut her eyes, every muscle screaming, then he won't. We'll finish this, just you and me. But fate chose differently. The door creaked open, heavy footsteps crossed the polished floor. The shadow of a tall figure stretched across the bed. Father. The voice was deep, controlled, but tinged with alarm. Amaka froze. She didn't need to look. She knew it was him, the son, the man in the brown suit. She was still bent forward, Nathan clinging to her from behind, both of them trembling. To a stranger, to a son unprepared, it looked like something else entirely. Amaka's arms trembled, every muscle in her back screamed as Nathan's knees buckled again. She tightened her grip and whispered through clenched teeth, "Just a little more, Mr. Cole." The chair is right here, we can do this. Nathan groaned, voice weak but resolute. Steady me, child, don't let me slip. Her shoes squeaked on the polished floor as she guided him down. His weight pressed her shoulders like iron, but inch by inch, she lowered him until at last he sank into the black wheelchair. His chest rose and fell in ragged bursts, sweat streaking down his temple. Amaka stumbled back, collapsing against the bed frame, gasping for air. Her apron clung to her damp skin, her arms quivering from the effort. But she forced herself upright, because she could already feel the sun's eyes on her. Dorian Cole stood in the doorway, his brown suit immaculate, his gaze sharp and unyielding. "What," he said slowly, "did I just see?" Amaka's throat tightened, words tangled inside her. She knew how it must have looked, her bent forward, Nathan leaning heavy against her, but the truth was simpler, harder, and far less scandalous. Before she could speak, Nathan lifted his head, his voice was hoarse, but firm. "Don't look at her like that, Dorian. She was helping me, helping you." Dorian's eyes narrowed, by putting herself in that position, by taking on a risk she shouldn't even be near. Amaka finally found her voice. There was no one else. The therapist was supposed to come this morning, but the session was cancelled again. Dorian's brow furrowed. "Cancelled? Why?" "House manager said it was too expensive to keep up twice a week," Amaka said, her voice trembling but steady with conviction. "He told me to just manage. To follow the printed steps." The therapist left. "I tried, sir. I did exactly what was written. But when Mr. Cole's leg gave out, I had no choice but to brace him." She gestured to the folded paper lying on the nightstand, the therapist's instructions with bold black type. "Transfer protocol, count to 3. Pivot, chair angled at 45 degrees. Dorian walked over, snatching it up. His jaw clenched. The evidence was undeniable. Nathan placed a shaking hand over Amaka's. "She didn't abandon me, son. She kept me from hitting the floor. Without her, you'd have walked in to find me broken on the ground." Amaka blinked away tears, forcing the words out. "I didn't do it for thanks. I did it because he asked me not to let him give up." Dorian looked at his father, frail, damp with sweat, but upright in the chair. And then back at Amaka, her arms trembling, apron wrinkled, every detail screaming of struggle, his voice cracked. I thought something else." Nathan's eyes hardened. "Then you thought wrong. And you should be ashamed of yourself." The room went still. Dorian lowered his head. He knelt beside the wheelchair, his polished shoes squeaking against the floor. "Father, Amaka, I'm sorry. I misjudged what I saw." Nathan shook his head weakly. "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to her. She's the one carrying my weight." Dorian turned to Amaka. "I should have trusted you. Instead, I let my suspicion blind me. That won't happen again." She swallowed, her voice soft but firm. "All I ask is that he gets the care he deserves. One person can't replace a therapist. It's dangerous for him and for me." Dorian's jaw tightened. "The manager who cancelled these sessions is finished. I'll reinstate them immediately and double them if necessary. And you," he looked straight into Amaka's tired eyes, "will never have to carry this alone again." Her lips trembled, relief breaking through the fear. "Thank you, sir." Nathan let out a shaky laugh, a sound both weak and proud. "Seems the boy still listens when it matters." Dorian's eyes softened. "I almost failed both of you today. But I'll make it right." He reached for the wheelchair handles, his hand steady, his expression resolute. For the first time in months, Nathan allowed himself to lean back, his pride intact. Amaka stood close by, one hand resting gently on Nathan's shoulder. She had given nearly all her strength, but the look in her eyes said she would do it again if it meant preserving his dignity. And for the first time, Dorian saw it clearly, not scandal, not weakness, but loyalty and sacrifice. When suspicion blinds us, we risk destroying the very people who fight hardest for us. Would you have trusted your eyes or stopped to listen? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories that will shake your heart.